Greetings everyone and welcome back to the channel for another unlicensed 1/6 scale figure unboxing and review. And today we're going to be taking a look at another Mars Toys. Yes, have they done it again? We're about to find out. It is the Mars Toys Old Housekeeper. And that's probably the only time I'm going to refer to this figure as the Old Housekeeper. It's actually Alfred Pennyworth from the '89 Batman, as played by Michael Gough. Super excited for this figure coming in. It's literally just arrived, gone straight under the camera, and yeah, super stoked for this. It's Mars Toys again, as viewers to my channel will know. Huge fan of Mars Toys at the moment. They are really knocking it out of the park, especially with the Batman IP. They've done figures like the '66 Joker. That's one that we've reviewed on the channel. Most recently, the Mr. J, their second iteration of Jack Nicholson in the '89 Joker. Once again, there's a review for that on my channel if you're wanting to check that out. Also recently, the Mr. W, the Bruce Wayne from the '89 Batman as well, the Michael Keaton figure. So, and everyone a winner. I have to say, the '66 Joker very nearly got my top slot for Figure of the Year in 23. Once again, there's a video for that if you're wanting to check that out. So I've got high expectations for this figure. I really have. Will they keep up the same standard? As I say, it's brand new to me, just arrived, just in front of the camera. But before we dive down and take a closer look at this guy, I just want to say a huge shout out to everybody who's liked, commented and subscribed to the channel. If you haven't already, please do hit that bell notification icon, hit that subscribe button. It's your subscriptions that keep us going. When we hit 1,000, we've got something very special planned. There will be a big giveaway. We've yet to decide on what that's going to be, but it'll be something very, very special. So stay tuned for that as well. So yeah, Alfred Pennyworth, as played by Michael Gough, on a number of occasions from '89 to '97. A great British actor, appeared in over 150 films, a lot of Hammer horror films as well. So I'm a big fan of this guy. A great actor, great character actor. But yeah, we're not here to talk about Mr. Gough. We're here to talk about the Mars Toys figure. So format will be as usual. We'll take a quick look at the box, then we'll dive down onto the table, have a look at all the accessories that come with your Alfred figure. Then it'll be an up close and personal with the figure itself, and finally it'll be over to the Detolf to do a mini showcase with a dash of music. We'll have a look at the figure on its own and see how it displays under the Detolf lights, and then maybe introduce some of the other '89 figures as well, and go out with a little mini showcase, as I said. So, but first of all, the box itself, and it's a relatively simple box. It's a box sort of design that we've come to expect from Mars Toys. Straightforward shoebox design, nothing too fancy. Do like this artwork on the front. You've got this sort of blue cloud effect here. You've got the bat symbol almost in motion behind the silhouetted against the moon, reminiscent of the sequence in the film, obviously, where Batman flies up through the clouds, holds for a second in front of the moon, and then dives back down again. It's one of those. The audience burst out with a spontaneous round of applause the first time they saw it. But yeah, that's enough of the front of the box. The box itself, as I say, is relatively simple. Side of the box just says 1/6 scale collectible figure. That blue cloud effect continues. Yeah, the same again on this side. Flip it round to the back, and we are treated to what we're now seeing as sort of almost standard with Mars Toys, is a couple of pictures of the actual figure itself. Judging by these images, I think I'm in for a good night. I really am. But, we'll reserve judgment. There's a bit of a dink in this box here. The British Postal Service obviously saw fit to play football with it. But it's nothing too horrendous. You've got the usual warnings down at the bottom here. Don't piss this figure off, or you may not get breakfast in bed. So yeah, that's the box itself. Very, very straightforward. So what we'll do next is what we always do. We'll dive down onto the table, get all the accessories out, and have a close-up look at everything that comes with your Alfred figure. Just before we dive down onto the table and have a look at all the accessories, I just have to mention this. I've mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. Maybe it's your first time watching the channel and your first introduction to Go Figure. But I am so impressed with how Mars Toys are really taking the fight to the big boys, and their packaging once again on the inside, as you can see. I mean, this has literally just been opened. Is very reminiscent of Hot Toys, going with for the clamshell design with all the accessories laid out around it. Rather than, I believe in the early days, Mars Toys had the foam inlays, but it looks like they're definitely taking the fight to the big boys, particularly Hot Toys, with the way that they're actually packaging their boxes as well. And it's also worthy of note because they do these fantastic inlay cards. They did one with the last Mr. J figure. Is they've gone and done it again with this one. It's a little bit more simple this time. What it looks like to me here is almost like the evolution of the bat symbol through the films. Perhaps it's the bat symbol from the films that Michael Gough appeared in as Alfred. I'll have to check that out after we've wrapped this review up. But yeah, once again, another nice inlay card and some great presentation. So without further ado, down to the table and let's have a look at all these wonderful accessories. Okay, so here we are down on the table with everything that comes with your Alfred figure. And straight off the bat, I've got to say, this I'm a little bit lost for words at the quantity of accessories that we've got going on here. I really am. This really does match the Joker 66 figure that they did last year for sheer quantity of accessories. I'm a little bit gobsmacked, to say the least, at everything that comes with this figure. So I'm going to try and keep this brief because there's so much to go at here, but we'll start with the hands, as we always do. You know me and my hand fetish. Now, there are so many hands. There are 2 on the figure already, and we've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 pairs. That's 12 hands in total. That is some array of hands. I don't think I've ever had a figure that's had 12 sets of hands before. I'd have to go back and check, but I don't think that's ever happened. But, you know, after all, he is a butler, so he needs to use his hands a lot when butling. But yeah, let's take a look at the hands. Now, there are 2 pairs of gloved hands and 4 pairs of ungloved hands. We won't look at all of them because it'll take all night, but let's just pick a couple out at random and have a look at the quality. Let's bring this into the camera, see if we can't get some better light as well. Yeah, it looks like the same high quality that we've come to expect from Mars Toys. The sculpt is good, the paintwork is good. There's some wrinkling on there, obviously to denote Alfred's age. You can see the vein work in the hands there. Yeah, very, very well sculpted. Perhaps not the best hands I've ever seen, but of an exceptionally high quality. Let's do the firmness test. These are, I would say medium, erring on soft, which is probably what you need for a figure like this because he's going to be doing an awful lot with his hands. So having that kind of posability within the hands is great to see. So yeah, a winner there from Mars Toys again with the hands. We've got that's a gripping hand. We have got another gripping hand with the same high quality of sculpt and paintwork. Another gripping hand, a slight variant on the gripping hands because there's so much to go at here. Right and left gripping hands that match. And we've also got a pair of fisted hands as well. Not quite sure when Alfred ever needed to make a fist, but it's there if you want to display it. So with the fisted hand, so yeah, and of the same high quality paint and sculpt. So yeah, that's the ungloved hands. Let's take a look at one of the gloved hands. Nice sculpt work here. Yeah. That white paintwork is very, very good. There's creasing in there. Obviously, you've got these the stripes down the back of the glove itself. There's ruffling into the wrist area for that screen accuracy, and there's creases in the fingers as well. And there's even a little gap. I don't know whether the camera's picking this up there, but there's a gap above the button where you can actually see the skin texture through the glove. Nice attention to detail there, fantastic, and that same flexibility that you get in the ungloved hands as well. So you get a gripping gloved hand, and I think I'll be using these in the display. Another gripping gloved hand as well. And yeah, so basically two different types of gripping hands for your gloved hands. So yeah, that's all the hands. Where to next? Let's have a look at the extra clothing that you get with this figure. First of all, he actually comes in a tail suit with trousers already. Now, those, I believe, are the, shall we say, everyday Alfred look for when he's bustling around at home with Bruce. This is the more formal look, I believe, from the party itself, the party in the '89 Batman. So this is more of a formal tail jacket with larger collars and with that contrasting material. With the shiny material in the lower part of the collar, and the rest of it in a nice matte black. The tailoring here is excellent. You've got a lovely lining. It looks like a man-made fibre, but it's nice and silky smooth. The tailoring is excellent. The attention to detail is very good. You've got the 6-scale buttons there. The stitch work is what we've come to expect from Mars Toys. Very, very good indeed. Not sure if the camera's picking that up with this light. I'll try and bring the lights in a little bit more so we can see this a little better. But yeah, stitch work, excellent. The cut is excellent. The material feels like a nice cotton material. So yeah, high quality. Another hit there from Mars Toys. The trousers again, the same material. Well, it's actually, I think it is. Yes, it is. It's the same material, but obviously this time it's not lined. Stitch work, excellent. Cut looks very, very good. You've got some pleats in there. What looks like functioning pockets. Actually, maybe they're not. No, they're not functioning pockets, unfortunately. But let's have a look at how this fastens. Yeah, Velcro fastening at the top. Yeah, just very, very high quality, and a great for your display if you're wanting to swap out the suits. If you're wanting that more formal party look rather than the Wayne Manor look, that's an option there as well. So we'll put that to one side. What else do you get? While we're on the clothing, you get these. I believe I'm trying to remember the name. I looked up the name for these earlier. They're sort of chef's sleeve guards, but they fit down the lower portion of the arms. Those who've seen the film will recognise them instantly. They're elasticated. They're in what feels like perhaps a nylon or polyester material, and these simply slip over the arms if you're wanting that look as well. So you can take the jacket off, add these, and these work. Having seen some of the promotional shots of this figure, these work really well with this other accessory, which is his green apron. Once again, nice material. Feels, I don't think this is a cotton, or it could be, but it's got a loop for the neck, which is sewn in to the apron itself. And this is brand new to me, so this is the first time I'm seeing these. Once again, it's got the waist ties, which are sewn into the apron itself, and you've got some pockets at the front there, which actually work too. So if you're wanting to go for that look with the apron and the sleeve guards, that's another option as well. So you've got 3 different looks, just simply by swapping the clothing out. So we'll put that to one side. I'm gonna storm through these as quickly as possible. There is a spare bow tie. Now I believe there's a bow tie on the figure already. Now I don't know whether this is the formal one. I'm assuming because this is the formal suit, this will be the formal bow tie, and his everyday bow tie will be on the figure. But yeah, we'll see if there's any differences when we bring the figure out. But yeah, same high quality. It's got that rigidity to it, so the material's been treated, so it's not going to flop around and lose its shape. And it's nice to see that it's actually got a buckle fastening rather than because I can't remember which one it was. I'm not sure whether it was a Mars Toys figure that had a bow. No, yeah, it was. It was the Mr. W figure, and it simply had a piece of self-adhesive double-sided tape at one end. And I was a little bit concerned that swapping those out, it would lose its stickiness. But so it's good to see that they've actually put a buckle on the bow tie this time. So I'll put that to one side. We'll get these hands out of the way. There is so much here. We'll put these hands over to one side. What else do you get? let's take a look at this food. We'll take a look at the food in the tray, and all things that go on the tray. This is wonderful. You get this is all one piece of plastic, painted silver, nothing too fancy, but it catches the light nicely. It's got some nice detailing on the edges. As for screen accuracy, who's going to argue about a tray? I would have to revisit the film, which I've seen more times than I've had hot dinners, ironically. See what I did there? Yeah, very nice, looks very good, and well painted. On that is a 6-scale white, well, can go on that is a 6-scale white plate. Very, very simple. All one piece of sculpted plastic. We'll put that on there. I'm going to get these out of the way because I don't have the foggiest what these are. I'm sure if somebody out there knows what these are, please drop a comment in the comment section. They look like sort of knobbly baked potatoes to me, but it's obviously something that I am unfamiliar with. But you get 3 of these, all one piece of sculpted plastic. I'll call them knobbly things for argument's sake. We'll put those on the plate. Yeah, so there's 3 of those, very well painted. I know these are pretzels. You get 3 groupings of pretzels. Quite nice sculpting, quite nice paintwork. Relatively straightforward, so you can put pretzels on the plate as well. So there's 3 sets of those. Be careful, these are small. They will disappear if you, like me, and have sausage fingers while we're talking about food. You get the burger. There is a burger here, and very nicely detailed it is too. You can even see the cheese in the burger. The paintwork on there is very, very nice. That bun looks very, very real. Just very, very well done. 6-scale burger. I think there's even some reds and greens in there, I think, and some whites, maybe to denote lettuce and perhaps some bacon on top as well. But yeah, there's your burger. Piece of lettuce. Now I'm assuming this, once again, all one piece of sculpted plastic, some nice detailing on there. All this food is making me hungry. So I'm assuming you can put that on top of the, we'll put it on the tray for the time being. You can put the burger on top of that. This is just the gift that keeps giving in the 6-scale world. You get these as well. I'm assuming which are a bell for him to wave to say food is served, or to attract the attention of Mr. Wayne. You get those as well. They're relatively straightforward. There is no clapper in the bells, so they don't actually work. But yeah, they're just very simple. Silver painted sculpted plastic. We'll put those on the tray as well. Salt and pepper shakers as well. This just keeps going on and on and on. But yeah, these are hollow and nicely painted to match the tray and the bell. So we'll put those on there as well. What else do you get? There's this glass of what I can only assume is milk. All one piece of plastic with white plastic inside the glass itself. Very effective. Looks like what it's supposed to look like. A 6-scale glass of milk. I wonder if that'll fit on. There's so much stuff here, you can barely get it all on the tray. And finally, another tray accessory is this flower. Well, I say it's a flower, it's more of a twig. But yeah, it's in a plastic vase. It's been painted silver, and this looks like it might be real. Just taken from a plant and glued inside, but it looks very effective. And once again, if my sausage fingers will allow me, that goes on the tray as well. I knew that was going to happen. These are quite fiddly. And talking about the tray and things being fiddly, something that did surprise me. I mean, it's not really a set of instructions, but you do get this. They call them instructions, and for the salt and pepper shaker and all the other items, they do actually have included some double-sided tape. So if you want to put that on the bottom of each of these items to hold it in place, so you can have it in the display. And I'm thinking actually, I do like the idea of just having him in the Wayne Manor suit, delivering the tray, but we'll get to. I'm already posing this figure. This is how excited I am. So yeah, that comes with it as well. Also, in the accessories are your 6-scale glasses. As always, please exercise caution with 6-scale glasses. They are exceptionally delicate, and these are no exception to that rule. very screen accurate. They've actually captured that tortoise shell effect of the glasses and the penny round glasses that he wore very well indeed. So yeah, you get those. Say exercise caution. It's also fair at this point to say that there were actually 4 layers, simply down to the quantity of accessories with the clothing, with all these bits and pieces. There were 4 clamshells, which surprised me as well. But yeah, let's put the tray to one side and try not to knock everything over. We'll put the flower to one side, and last but not least is the base itself. It's what we've come to expect from Mars Toys. It's that sort of hexagonal shape. The sticker is not very well adhered here, which is a shame. They normally have a matte finish on these, but it looks like this. And there's actually some thickness to the top part of the actual stand itself. But it looks like this time they've used a sticker, unfortunately, and it's got some bubbles in it, but they'll come out, and what you've got here is a reflection of the inlay, which is those multiple bat symbols, all different types. Looks like we've got, it's just not been punctured properly. But yeah, it's the normal shape. Actually, I think it's slightly different, because as I remember that they have a flat edge that side on the Mr. J and the Mr. W, but I'll have to double check that. We'll see that when we get over to the detail. What I believe is a metal plate on the front again. It's cold to the touch, just says Alfred. Feet on the bottom, so if you're putting it into your detail or onto a shelf, it ain't going to slide around. Great to see. And as always, standard issue crotch grabber to go with it. That is all the accessories. I am going to pause for breath. That is a lot of accessories. But what we're going to do next is, as we always do, we're going to bring out Alfred himself. We're going to get him onto the stand, get him onto the turntable, and have an up-close look at the actual figure itself. Okay, so here he is, Alfred Pennyworth himself, straight out of the box, straight onto the stand, straight onto the turntable, and straight away. Yeah. Yeah, I'm once again a little bit lost for words here. Mars Toys have hit another home run. That's my first impression on getting this figure out of the box. Was I exclaimed an enormous wow, and then shouted to my better half that this is scarily good. But that was my first impression. But yeah, to the risk of this becoming a gush fest, let's be as subjective as we can about this figure, and we'll do as we always do. We'll start at the bottom, work our way up, take a look at the outfit, take a look at that head sculpt. But yeah, let's stop him spinning. Let's just bring him round a little bit so I can get my fingers under the haunted turntable of doom and stop him from spinning. And let's have a closer look at this guy. I'll bring him a little bit closer into camera. Don't want to cut the top of his head off. And alter this lighting just ever so slightly so we can see him all in all his glory. So we'll start at the bottom, as I say, as always, and work our way up. The feet are all one piece of sculpted plastic. These shoes, there's no real laces or anything like that. No split cut boot design. Just bog standard black shoes. Very effective. They do the job. The first thing that strikes me is the quality of the material in this suit is very, very good. This is not thin material. This is nice and heavy. The pinstripe looks screen accurate to me. It really does. I would have to go back and revisit the film to check that 100%, but I'm going to go with screen accurate here. Yeah, the cut and the tailoring on this on these trousers is very, very good indeed. Let's just bring it round so you can see it from. We'll lift the tailcoat up a little bit here so you can see that straight down as it was in the film. But yeah, the quality of the tailoring and the material there are absolutely excellent and spot on. I think I've mentioned this before, but it bears repeating. I mean, we see some complex figures, we see some, die cast and plastic and super complex outfits and super complex costumes for 6-scale figures. But I still say to this day, it is one of the hardest things to do is to accurately create a 6-scale suit. We've seen it with all different types of Batman figures where the suit, Batman, Bruce Wayne figures where the suits are quite left, and other characters as well from pop culture and from movies, where the suit is slightly off and it throws the whole figure. Getting it right in 6 scale for a tailored suit is damn difficult, and I think Mars Toys have done it here. But yeah, this is going to turn into a gush fest, and there are no apologies. Probably fair to say at this point that I am not sponsored by anybody, not by Mars Toys. All the figures in my collection are bought and paid for out of my own pocket. So I like to think that it's an unbiased opinion that you're getting, but this is my personal opinion take on this figure. So let's take a look at this this coat itself. It's lined. Yeah, you've got that nice lining in there. The stitching is great. Let's just bring this crotch grabber up a little bit to stop him from falling over while we're having a look underneath. You've got the waistcoat there with 6 scale buttons on. The quality of that material is excellent. The fit is fantastic. The scale looks absolutely spot on to me. They've got Michael Goff's build perfectly by the looks of it. There's just a little bit of padding in those shoulders, but that's what we come to expect. This was 1989 after all, and padding in suits, particularly around the shoulder area, was commonplace, but it's not overly padded. He doesn't look like he's walked off the set of Dynasty. Let's bring it round again so we can see that tailoring on the back. You've got the tailored pocket there. I don't believe that functions. No, it doesn't. The stitching down the back, and already this is attracting dust, as we all know. Black suited figures are dust magnets, so yeah, we'll be cleaning this every 10 minutes, but is that actually dust or a mark? No, that's dust. That's just something it's picked up, but it's it's what we live with when we're dealing with tailored black suits and dark suits on figures. But the stitching is exemplary. The lining is great. The material is great. The 6 scale buttons on the cuffs there. The length of the sleeves is absolutely spot on. I don't believe he showed any cuff. Yeah, there's a couple of threads there that need a little bit of a trim, but I'm nitpicking. The shirt is very, very nice. That feels like a cotton. Once again, you've got that stiff collar. That fly collar that we saw on the Mr. W figure, the Bruce Wayne figure, so it'll keep its shape. The tie is, that once again, it's that stiff kind of material or material that's been treated so it keeps its rigidity, which means it keeps its shape. So that thing's not going to be flopping around when you take it off to swap it out with the bow tie. Really, very, very well tailored indeed, and a huge thumbs up on the tailoring and the materials to Mars Toys. So, the head sculpt. Now, in hand, this matches the photographs that I've seen. In fact, I think it's actually slightly better in hand. I thought the first promo shots of this, I was a little bit scared that they would soften it up and it would have a cartoon quality about it, but it doesn't. Let's bring this into camera. In fact, let's get him off the stand and bring this right into camera so you can see this. And let's swing these lights around so we can see this sculpt properly. Obviously, you'll get a better impression of this when we get it over into the Detolf and under the Detolf lights. But yeah, the eyes are incredibly glassy. They've caught the age perfectly. There are creases under the chin. There's a slightly jowly look. The paint on the eyebrows and the sculpt on the eyebrows is great. The hair is fantastic. That slick back hair. You can see the individual strands. His ears are slightly larger. He's an older gentleman, and our nose and our ears, as you probably know, continue to grow the older we get. So he's got those large ears. The likeness to Michael Goff is absolutely spot on. The paint applications on the face, the crow's feet around the eyes, that slightly protruding top lip that Michael Goff had, and slightly receding chin, they've all been captured perfectly. Let's pop him back on the stand. That's another home run from Mars Toys on the head sculpt front. with Bruce Wayne, with the Jack Nicholson figure, with the 66 Joker, the Cesar Romero, all the head sculpts have been absolutely spot on. They have yet to drop the ball, and I think this is probably one of their best yet. I'll go out on a limb and say that is probably their best yet, but I cannot fault that head sculpt. I wish I could. It is it's a fixed neck head sculpt, so there's no swap out head sculpt. This is the only one you get. Let's have a look at the movement you get here. You've got to always be careful with wing collared shirts because and especially with a jowly neck like this, and that it is going to push that shirt out a little bit when you move the head from side to side. But yeah, you've got plenty of range of motion in there, even though it's a fixed neck. I don't want to move it too much because I don't want to throw that shirt off whack. But yeah, you've got plenty of movement in there. The articulation feels good in the body. It's a relatively slim body under here, but I'm assuming here we've got 30 points of articulation, pegged hands. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be doing crazy poses with this guy anyway. I mean, he's an aging butler. He's Alfred. He's not going to be doing a superhero power land or a roundhouse kick. But the actual articulation there is very good. You don't need butterfly joints at the shoulders or anything like that with a figure like this. So more than sufficient for posing. So there you have it. I'm going to wrap up this section of the Gush Fest regarding Mars Toys. So there he is. That is your Alfred figure. And very, very impressed I am too. Very impressed indeed. So, as always, what we're going to do next is we're going to get over to the Detolf. We're going to get him under the Detolf lights, add a few of the accessories, and see how this guy displays. And then maybe bring in some of the other 89 Batman figures as well, and do a mini showcase as we always do at the end to give you an idea of how this guy actually displays. So I suppose all that remains for me to say is thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We've got loads more content coming up in the not too distant future. Very, very shortly, we're going to be having the Y Studios Leatherface. That arrived at the same time as this figure, so the review for that will be going up shortly. But what else is coming up? We've got the Hot Toys Dutch Schaefer, the body swapped Dutch Schaefer, that Grail piece from Hot Toys as well. We've got Dead Strange. We've got the version 2 of Catwoman. From XO6, we've got Picard from season 3 of Picard. At some point in the future, you'll be getting the Prime 1 and Blitzway quarter scale Paul Atreides. Caustic Plastic, Horror of Dracula, the duo of Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. Trick or Treat Studios, Dr. Loomis. That's one I'm really looking forward to. I don't think we've had a really, really good Donald Pleasance from Halloween to this date yet, outside of expensive custom figures. So yeah, hit that bell notification icon, hit that subscribe button so you're not missing anything. All that remains for me to say is thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, and it's over to the showcase.